Hello world, I'm Raven, and here I'm going to uncover some secrets. A lot of disabled people are faking. So, as someone of the disabled community, I can tell you that a lot of disabled people are faking. Like, there's a big thing going around right now, and this video is going to be unedited, and it's like midnight because I really want you guys to see this. I'm feeling really sick today, but I need to expose this. So, a lot of disabled people are faking. Yeah, a lot of disabled people are faking being well. The influencers that you see are like, oh, my life's so great. Oh, look at this. But you don't see, like, oh, look it, they missed the IV. Oh, look it. Some people do show that, but a lot of the, like, on the surface stuff that you see is not what a lot of people show it to be. It's the fun stuff. The service dog goes to Disney, which I'm seeing a ton of in my feed right now. All of this stuff. It's not, oh, I had to pay a ton of money for my wheelchair. Oh, this person grabbed my cane for me. 'Cause that's happened. Or, like, I hit myself in the face with my cane when I went through the turnstiles in the subway because I don't qualify to go through the, disabled gates, which there actually is one at the closest subway to me. They don't show you the pain because you can't completely understand that. There's just no way, and it just seems really sad. So yes, a lot of times it does look like, oh, they're faking. Because they're like, I gotta look happy for this picture because nobody wants to see the ugliness of this. No one can understand the loneliness of this. No one will ever get the pain of this. Being disabled is very different from what you think, and not a lot of people are going to fake it. So very few people that qualify get the things that disabled people need. As I mentioned, I can't get in the gates at the subway station. I have to go through the turnstiles, which also you can get reduced fare. Which right now doesn't matter as much to me, even though it probably should. But I just really want to stop hurting myself and hurting other people when I try and go through with my cane. An alternative to this is to make a little sliver like this wide in between the end of the turnstile and like the wall, so that my cane can just slip through in between, so that I don't have to like whack people or get caught up in it or hurt something. That would be great. There would be room for like other disabled people to work with other things. A folded up walker could go through there. Other things like that. So that less people would need to be like, I need this gate. Also, the sheer number of lack of gates is very bad. And I'm getting off topic. This video is not going to be edited. Maybe someday I'll take it down and like actually put my little intro sequence that I spent 40 minutes making. Put that in there, because it hasn't been in any of my other videos, because I haven't really uploaded, because I've been sick. Because that's what disabled people do, especially when they don't post a lot. They're being sick. Not that every person who has some sort of a disability is necessarily sick. It's more of like the chronically ill community, which I am a part of. I've mentioned that before. So if you guys don't know, I use a cane. It's really pretty. It's in the background, but you guys can't see that, so I'm just gonna grab it. Look at this bitch. She fancy. It's got like a starry night sort of a thing on the bottom, and then a bedazzled, like, galaxy thing. I don't know where this, like, god-looking thing is coming from. So, yeah, disabled people faking is not them faking being disabled, because it sucks to be disabled. Abled people and ableists and people doing things like that, like calling people faking, are the reason why people don't fake. It's like, as long as they're not spreading false information, it doesn't matter if somebody fakes. Like, if you think they're faking, don't give them the attention, because then they're gonna get more attention and people are gonna go and be like, oh, they might not be faking, and go and, like, follow and support them. So if you think they're faking, don't say anything, just leave it alone, don't give them the attention. Okay? It's none of your business. You are not their doctor, you are not somebody who knows them. You don't need to do this. It's just super annoying. Being not abled is stressful and crazy enough. Like this strand of hair that just won't work with me at all. Also, I don't know why the light is blue. The light from there is like a slightly cold white. Yeah, it's just crazy that somebody feels that they need to call out somebody without necessarily the proof. And it's just, like, scary, because if my platform does get bigger, I know I'm going to be called a fake, no matter what I do. People are going to call me a fake. I've, like, looked on r/illness fakers. It's just horrible. And even a lot of the people on there are people who are disabled and chronically ill. And that is slightly scarier, because they know what it is, and they might have been called a fake themselves, and they still feel, oh, it's okay to call people out, because they might be faking. There's not, like, as, Jessica, I think her YouTube is Jessica Out of the Closet. I love her stuff, and that's the video that most people are following and referencing. But, jeez. See, brain fog. We're just gonna have to wait, because I'm not gonna edit this video. I don't remember, but oh yeah, there's not a set number of disabled people. It's not like, oh yeah, we've reached the quota for society, and then everybody else has to, like, go in a cage. And so by you calling out a faker, it's gonna, like, take somebody out of that cage so that they can, like, live in society. There's not a quota for disabled people. There's not, like, an amount of stuff. The, issue could be, like, supply and demand, but there's not really gonna be somebody who's faking is really gonna be able to get a prescription. Really, people fight to be able to get the prescriptions, which I have firsthand seen. It's not to say that people don't overprescribe things, but it has been a fight to be able to get things. Things are expensive, and especially if your insurance, like, you don't have enough to back up on your insurance, or you don't have good insurance. And that's a whole other issue with, like, the cost and things, and, like, the whole unseen battle of you wake up with something new, or you experience something new. A lot of people say wake up, but, like, oh yeah, my arm goes numb and is purple. Is this ER worthy? Is this make a doctor's appointment worthy? Is this go to an urgent clinic worthy? Or is this just something that I'm going to have to live with the rest of my life and I shouldn't worry about? Not to say that if you shouldn't worry if you're going to have to live with something for the rest of your life. Like, you could have to go to a doctor, like, oh, I'm having palpitations all the time, whatever. Probably go to a doctor, but, like, the constant battle of, is this ER worthy, or is this even make an appointment with my doctor worthy, because I already have to pay so much. Like, I have really good insurance, and I'm glad for that, but there's a lot of people who don't, and like, I even still am like, do I even need to go to the doctor for this? Like, is this worthy and stuff? Because of what I have, it's not recognized by the US government, sort of, which is an issue that's hopefully going to be dealt with. But the specialists in that are not in insurance. The meds in that are not covered by any insurance. And that it's just a big issue. So there are so many things that disabled influencers have to deal with behind the scenes that you won't see. Maybe you'll see, oh yeah, this IV finally worked, but you won't see the other pokes. Like, somebody I just saw had to get, they were poked in the foot several times. I can't even imagine that. I have issues with IVs and stuff. I'm just petrified of them. But that's not the point, because I actually have, like, issues with my veins, so they have to go in actually right here. That's the only place where they've been able to get it to work, because they used to go in my hand, but that's too scarred. So it won't do anything, so they have to go here, and you can feel the needle the whole time. So that's fun. I am exhausted and in a lot of pain, and this might be the first time in like forever that Tylenol has actually worked, because I think the Tylenol might have worked. I don't know. I was like in so much pain today. It's just getting worse. I might actually go to an urgent care tomorrow if it's not better, because I'm worried about, like, having the flu or some sort of infection or something, because I am immunocompromised and still going to school. Because, like, you have to have higher education to be able to do things that don't need manual labor. So, like, a sit-down office job is something that I physically can do, but I can't really do, like, cashier work, or I used to work with horses and do stuff like that, or most other things. I'm probably going to have to do a sit-down job if I can even be able to do a job at this point. It's just getting crazier, but the fight that disabled people have behind the scenes, or I should probably say chronically ill, but the people that aren't completely able-bodied, what they have behind the scenes, what they have to do, is just so crazy. Y'all wouldn't be able to understand. Like, maybe you could understand the stuff that people have to do, but not, like, the physical stuff. Like, I am in pain every single second of every day, and I will be for every single moment for the rest of my life, unless they pump me with a lot of drugs. But they won't do that, especially opioids, because the opioid crisis, which apparently is another reason to call disabled people out and make them feel worse about themselves. Also, I've been doing research on the psychology of disabled, like, microaggressions against disabled people. And a lot of times the subconscious justification for an able-bodied person saying, oh, you just need to try yoga, oh, you just need to do kale, oh, you just need to do this diet, or oh, you're too pretty to be sick, you're too young to be sick, is just the person internally trying to justify why you are disabled and they are not. What puts them above you. They're saying that because they do yoga, they are above you and can't become disabled. But anyone can become disabled at any time. That's the only minority that you can just randomly become a part of for a million different reasons. It's crazy. I am disabled because of a bug bite. A bite from a bug that had something in it. Other people get into accidents or have genetic stuff that just pops up. Or an allergy that suddenly just happens. Or all sorts of different things. There's like an infinite number of ways to become disabled. But yoga's not going to help cure something. It might help like strengthen the muscles and help to do things like I am hyper flexible, like I can bend my pinky. I can't do it anymore as much. I can like pop out my elbow and my knees, but I'm not gonna show that because nobody wants that. No. But yoga might help me strengthen the muscles around things to help with the pain of things moving out of place. But other people. Also, a lot of wheelchair users are ambulatory. They can walk. It just causes them a lot of pain, or they're going to be exhausted and not be able to do anything for days, or something. It makes it worse for them to walk. And wheelchairs aren't something for you to be sad about, other than the cost and how hard it is to get around with them. But that's a decision that the person makes, that it's going to be easier and better on my health for me to use a wheelchair. This wheelchair gives me freedom. It doesn't keep me away from things other than, like, if the world was fully accessible, it would allow the person infinite more freedom than it wouldn't. I can actually go to classes because I have my cane. It makes me able to do stuff. It gives me freedom to do things. The same thing with properly prescribed opioids. They allow the person to go do something. Or any other med. Typically gives the person the freedom to live their life. And just be a person. This video has gone on too long. I'm probably going to keep talking because I'm horrible at ending and being quiet. But, yeah, disabled people aren't faking being disabled. They're faking being well. Or influencers that say they're disabled are faking being well, faking the happy times. Service dog handlers, like, they make it look like, oh, everything's perfect all the time. But it's not. There are some people that cue you into it, but I see that so little as not a service dog handler that I'm like, oh, everything's perfect. Like, nobody has off days, which is still really hard for me to wrap my head around because of the way that things are presented in the media. Like, particularly on most service dog handlers' feeds, they don't show you the off days. They don't show you when their dog doesn't listen. They show you the perfect sitting and stuff, but it's the subtle things, like when a handler says sit and the dog sits right on cue, and they go, yes! You're like, oh, so the dog doesn't do this every single time. And it doesn't make them a bad service dog, it's just an off day, or that task needs to be trained. Maybe the task is new or something. Sitting is just like an example. Maybe the dog typically used to sit after like 3 beats, and the handler wanted them to sit after 1 beat. I'm saying beats arbitrarily because I like music. So this is going to be an unedited mess of me ranting about people claiming that people fake disabilities. And, the Munchausen syndrome stuff. So, Munchausen's, however the flip you say that, because apparently I can't pronounce things, it's an actual disability. It is a syndrome where you make yourself sick and disabled to be coddled. it is disabling. The person is disabled and that needs to be taken care of. They are not fine. They need treatment. They are also like fully aware that they're not disabled, as opposed to hypochondriacs who believe that they're disabled in different ways and flip out over things, and are like, oh my god, I must be disabled. I peed 3 times today instead of 2. Stuff like that. It's very different and still needs to be addressed. So your calling out of things does not make sense. It's just aggravating and makes the person's life worse, especially for people who aren't educated. It's fear-mongering. You're making people scared that they're seeing false things, and the other things, because it's like 12:30 at night, and my pain has risen from like a normal 0, I suppose, for me, because that was really light pain, and now it's getting up to like 4, or probably a 6, and typically I can't stand around 7 or 8, and 9 is crying and 10 is screaming. I've been to 10 once. I was in the ER, and he was like, well, I could administer you for pain meds, but you don't seem in that much pain. Because they didn't have a GI, and I was having stomach pains, and they couldn't figure out why. And it's been 3 months, and we still don't know why. And yes, that's what my pain is today. It's not all of it, because I have horrible arthritis, and that's why I have my cane. So, yeah. Have I been in a tent any other time? I doubt it. So yeah, I'm probably gonna creep back up to an 8 before I go to bed. Hopefully not a 9, because... And again, this isn't the pain scale that everybody uses. This is my personal pain scale. Because everybody has a different threshold, and when you constantly live in pain, like a 0 is not no pain, happy tickles, fun time. 0 is like, oh, it's just a little bit of pain. I'm not affected by it. I can move pretty freely. I don't need to use my cane until I'm at a 3. So, I don't know how to put it into perspective for you guys, but it's very different when you're in pain all the time, because it's like just adding on another pain is both at the same time extremely different and exactly the same. I've tried to end this video several times. I'm gonna go because it is creeping up to an 8. I'm getting pain nauseous, which, yeah, that's an 8. So, I'm gonna go, probably throw up, I don't know. Excuse me, hopefully people will chill with the faking call out thing. I don't know, it's just so obnoxious that people, like, feel that they need to call out fakes. It's like, there's no definite proof that someone is faking. There's no definite proof that someone isn't faking being abled. Most people fake being abled because it sucks so bad to be disabled or chronically ill or whatever classification you want to use. Also, I don't like the word handicap. Maybe I'll make a video about that. I just scared my fish with my cane falling over. My cute little Cory catfish. Hopefully I'll do a video with my tanks fully together, because they seem to be quite stable and okay right now. I'm fidgeting with nail clippers. I should probably stop doing that before I cut myself. Yeah, I'm gonna end the video now. Bye!